Hey everyone, thanks for watching those ads. We are once again stuck waiting.
Yeah, just a little bit of, I guess, limbo times here as we gotta wait for one of the, just like really any of these matches to advance. Even TAiLS versus Healer or anything like that would be interesting. But most likely, we'll see Bly versus, we want to say Mini Razor. Tang Tang has not been performing well in a lot of these cups that he shows up for.
Yeah, I don't know actually. That might be one or the other for me. We'll see. But whoever does advance, I think is going to get knocked out by Bly. But we'll see. Of course, Major not advancing on the bracket. That delay, and not super easy one match to the next, which kind of sucks. But we'll live, maybe.
I don't know. I heard that this is kind of like swallowing poison. You only have a certain amount of time.
Oh, like 5 minutes or like an hour?
The poison. You need to suck it out, Zombie Grub.
But I drank it. Do I need to throw it up?
I guess, yeah.
Like drink charcoal or whatever?
You just have like somebody give you the worst kiss of all time. Like, just suck that
Blech.
poison right out. Like,
Blech. Oh, I
all
thought
right.
they were gonna throw up because it was the worst one.
Oh, I mean, both would work either way. But yeah, so unfortunately, just that downtime. If you guys are bored and waiting, though, I would recommend checking out the sponsors of this awesome tournament, Corsair. Links down below, all that good stuff. We also updated some of the Amazon links. I noticed though, do you not have like an American one?
Oh, I do.
I need a link to that because you linked me to everyone except the US one.
Oh. Well, I said like which one do you need, and then I pasted you whatever I could find in the thing, and then you never responded back, and I felt bad.
Yeah, I know. I just assumed it was fine. I put it up on the Twitch page this morning, so it occurred to me. I was like, wait, there's no America.
Yeah. Hold on. Do.
Let's go update that. So yeah, we really have no idea how good or bad the Amazon affiliate link will do for us, guys. There's some issues a while back, so didn't have one.
Oh.
Now we have one through Zombie Grub.
It's a good thing I had to check my email to get it, because Riamar donated me personally $25. Thank
What
you.
for your terrible impression?
Maybe I'm gonna check what he said. Your face. Anyway. Yeah, once Switch Alert starts working, I guess I can see what he said, but right. We're still waiting. Guess I had a question that I asked Rifkin, and we both don't know, but Rat Style beat Guru. Guru being one of the...
Yeah, who is this guy?
I mean, almost shoe into the round of 4 if it wasn't for Major being met. Yeah, so we don't know who he is. And it definitely wasn't a walkover, so...
Ah.
Yeah.
Rumar also sent me $25. Thank you very much, dude.
Oh, finally Twitch Alert is working. It says, you did a good job, not the best, but a good job. That's just like almost a backhanded compliment, alright? Like, that's a participation award.
No, what that is the truth.
Bullshit.
It's the truth, and you just have to deal with it.
You know what? You did a good job writing it. Not great, but an okay one.
I mean, I think I gave an attempt at Ziz's donation. I think you should too.
No. Wait, why?
Well, I mean, just to prove that you're not bad at reading things out, you know?
I don't think I need to prove that. I'm actually okay not proving that.
Well, you sound really salty about it, so it just seems like something that's a big deal to you.
No, it's fine. Nothing Man 32 subscribed for 60 months in a row.
Whoa, he's divisible.
I know, that's what I was gonna say.
32 by 16. Thank you, by the way. So Raymar's message to me said, you put that in your tooths jar. Now, of course, tooths sounds like partoofs, but he means my tooths. My teeths. My teeth. I think I'm supposed to get that bracer thing this week. I'm not looking forward to that, like, at all. Part of me is kind of like, well, it's already later than they said it would be until it comes in, but at the same time, I'm like, good, because I don't have to wear it.
Yeah. Yeah. Thing is like... So, okay, I know the new sub. Who was that?
ECSM.
Thanks for the 17-month resub. So, I mean, I know for like plenty of kids, except like the ones that were like also the ones that did their homework when they got home and got like straight A's all the time and were really upset when a teacher was like disappointed in them. Except for those kids, I think every other kid didn't wear their retainer every day, ate gum or popcorn with their braces, and lived to tell the tale with perfectly fine teeth. So I think you'll do fine.
Yeah, but those kids had their parents paying for it, dude. This is like
I mean, that's a good
7,000
point.
out of my pocket.
That is a good point. That's like when, you know, people say, like, if your parents pay for college, maybe you won't, you know, try as hard as if you had paid for the class yourself, which does have some merit to it. But I'm just saying, like, if you forget it one day, don't freak out, because I can imagine you actually doing that.
Well, it's not about forgetting it. It's just the annoyance of you have to wear it from like 4 p.m. till 8 a.m. And it's like, can I put it in for
mean-
longer and speed the process up? Like, I don't understand like the limitations here with this weird time zone. But supposedly
don't
it
know
has something to do with the way the human growth hormone works with your body or something. I don't know.
Huh. That's interesting. All right.
It just like everything about it sounds so hokey, man. I really. Anyways, just constantly refreshing the brackets. We do have some people starting to advance, but unfortunately nobody to give anyone else an opponent yet. So Hellraiser advances 2-1 over Solo. He'll play against the winner of Snoot or Keen.
Yep. So waiting on. Actually, on that topic of braces, there were the kids who, on like the flip side of being too perfect, were just idiots. I guess because their parents were paying for it, they didn't realize the importance of it. Some kids in my school actually intentionally popped their braces off, which sounded painful to me in the first place. And then second place, just like, why would you do that? Because you have to go back to the orthodontist and like sit in that damn chair again. You just made it worse. I don't understand. Ooh, new sub. God of the North.
He's not the king of the North. He's the god of the North.
Ooh.
Thank you so much for that new sub. Hype. Of course, by the way, we did send out all the replays from yesterday. And if you guys want more awesome replays, you will get them if you are subscribed to the channel. So, woo.
I'm coming back.
And more action coming in.
Part two.
Part 2.
33.
It's another month.
Yes, it is.
So, I am usually the last person who likes talking about this stuff. Because I get so annoyed at watching people on Reddit dissect things and this and that and the other. But I want to talk about viewership more recently.
Okay, I thought this was going to be non-StarCraft related.
Oh, wait, do we have an opponent? Wordix versus TAiLS. Wordix beats Healer.
Healer.
So
Wanna
we
cast
can
it?
either grab that really odd series or we can wait for one of these other ones. I don't know. What's your choice? What's your poison?
Honestly, none of them look super tempting. Let's just grab something now.
Okay. Well, while you do that, I was just going to comment, like, we were on this kick, I want to say almost a month ago, where I was pretty, like, satisfied we'd get, it would be about an hour into the cast, and we get about 2,000 viewers. Nowadays, for whatever reason, this last week, maybe just not so great for StarCraft, we've been, like, getting about an hour in the cast and be, like, 1,000 viewers. Like, I'm not sure what's going on, and, like, this is the first sign of like potential #dead game I've ever been worried about, but this is not a total negative Nancy thing. It's a big sincere thank you to those who keep tuning in and all that good stuff. Shout out to Crank, just hosted us for 41 viewers as well. But Fear Dragons, like Cheers for Gaming Cup yesterday, I think peaked at like 1,600. It's just, I don't know what happened to the viewership in the last week of StarCraft, man. It's just like poof.
Yeah, I kind of noticed that as well, but just figured maybe it was one of those days or weeks or something like that. Who knows? I always am the one that is like, I'm never the one that is like, oh, there's another event going on, because I really don't pay attention to any other esports. But I know sometimes people are like, oh, well, the international is going on, and I'd be like, oh, the international is happening? I had no idea.
What? What's happening internationally?
Yeah, exactly. So I know that sometimes can be like the cause, but I don't know, I appreciate everyone who's still tuning in every day. We are into the lobby, and Olivia was kind enough to get the Lilac of that rat style guy. We had no idea who it was. Apparently, he doesn't have like that bad of a history to 2-0 Guru. It's definitely his best achievement so far, but I mean, I guess he's faced enough people to have enough experience, and he's English. He's English. The
Interesting.
more we know.
Well, guys, we're going to be getting into Frost whenever the players are ready.
Whoa.
And,
What?
what?
You see that clip message from Hard Revenge? Is that new?
What are we talking about?
Hard Revenge just posted a clip of Crank playing Overwatch, clipped by Hard Revenge, and it's like a little icon, like a preview.
I don't see it. We're in Twitch chat?
Yeah, in Twitch chat.
I don't see anything. I just see him say at BaseTradeTV at VMware at Zombie Grub.
Oh, will that maybe refresh or something? Because it shows like a little preview image, like you're watching, like you're looking at highlights on Twitch, and there's like a preview image, and you click on it, and I assume it's gonna take me to, yeah, the clip. Cool. Well, hopefully one day you'll see it. The magic of Twitch.
Unrelated, Hoofprint gets a big shout out from me. He is playing Stardew Valley, one of my favorite games. And he apparently named his baby after me. Yay!
Oh, I named my fire monster after you. Where's my
Your
shout out?
Fire monster?
Yeah, I named a Freet after you.
Oh, in Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Is that because I'm so hot?
I said because you're a fiery personality. And Olivia was a magical
Is it-
unicorn.
Because I'm so hot?
And Fear Dragon was Shiva.
Is it because I'm so hot?
Yes, it is, Rifkin!
Thank you.
You're
All
welcome.
right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Zambi's got the hots for me, but we got to put that to the side for the time being. In the top left to kick off this intro, he's going to be the Korean Protoss, the Orange TAiLS.
In the bottom left, as the blue Terran, he's Wordix.
I named something after you too.
I don't want to know because you're doing it right now.
No, I don't remember the actual name of the Pokemon because I've just been using you as like this whole time as Zombie Grub.
Yeah, that was pretty great.
Because there's like the zombie. So I took a Shroomish. For those who don't know what that is, you should definitely Google it and name it Zombie Grub's reaction. But I felt bad and asked her like, "Do you want me to actually name like a Pokemon after you?" Oh, here we go. And she's like, "Yeah, make it a fighting type." So I have a Hariyama. Hariyama. I have a female Hariyama named Zombie Grub in my crew.
What the hell is
And
that?
she has the biggest hips you've ever
Wow.
seen.
No, it's not the fighting Pokemon I wanted. You asked me what did I
You
want?
said fighting type, and I got the best fighting
Yeah,
type.
and then you were like, oh, like, are you gonna have like a female like zombie grab Hitmonlee or something? And I was like, yeah, that one's so cool. And then you chose me some random ass new generation Pokemon that I don't give no fucks about.
It's not even like the newest generation. This is like old generation Pokemon, man.
Girl, like anything beyond
The first
second
150.
generation, second. I'll even say second is.
This is
like,
second
is-
generation.
Oh really? Okay, never got that
Actually,
far
I
in the
I
games
don't actually
then.
know. I'm just making shit up. It's like number 300 or something. So I think it's like generation 3. I want to say then 2 or 3. Okay, whatever. Point
Well, man.
is, we're casting StarCraft, not talking about Pokemon.
If only
If
we
we
could
were, we'd
cast
still be
Pokemon.
casting Major.
We should cast some Pokemon Stadium. I'm gonna be the bestest.
Nope.
Yeah, we're not even gonna cast the actual Pokemon fights, we're gonna cast the minigames. Man, I wonder if my N64 will fit
Look
my
at that
luggage.
Lickitung eat the sushi right off the roll. Oh my god,
Blah,
it's so
blah,
good.
blah. Can you make that sound? Blah, blah, blah. The sushi Lickitung. Anyways. I'm actually... Thing is, I didn't have enough friends that lived close enough to me to play those games with them when I was younger. And now that I have friends that like video games, I should really start bringing my consoles with me. Oh, bye, Reaper.
Reaper going down does kind of suck, but got a lot of good information for doing so. Again, we don't really know a lot about Wordix coming into this. Maybe he's great, maybe he's not. I do know, though, for certain, TAiLS has been wishy-washy at best in a lot of these cups. I mean, and the sad reality is that's kind of been the case for him for a while. Not to speak too negatively on it, because TAiLS has been playing in almost every weekly cup since the Zotac Cups back like 3-4 years ago. But we've never really seen a lot of improvement out of him, which is always a little bit disappointing, I guess. Because I don't know, a lot of the guys that we've been casting for a while, you take Jon Snow, for example, they've improved greatly over time. I feel TAiLS has never really peaked.
Yeah.
He's constantly been at this peak, but it's a very low peak.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I figure it's probably pretty difficult for the Koreans, I suppose, to really find improvement in these online leagues. It's messing up their sleep schedule if they ever want to participate in any other leagues or have practice partners during the day. And they might, consistently not know who they're playing against. Where I feel like if North Americans, Europeans always play against each other, they can find practice partners that play during the day. They can start to realize each other's styles and start countering and learning how to actually play a tournament. Where I feel poor TAiLS is just kind of like alone, and when he's kicked out, he goes and just mopes and falls asleep.
So are you saying that they need some kind of league of their own?
Heh. Heh. The, who made a tweet about that? Shit. It was someone we both follow. I can't remember, but someone made a tweet. Oh, Team Liquid guy, or almost former Team Liquid guy. Heyoka! Haha. Heyoka made a tweet saying that they wish there was like a League of Legends movie to the theme of a League of their own. There's no crying in mid lane. And I was like, that actually sounds amazing. Excuse you. Sounds like a perfect.
Great story. 8 out of 8. 100. Tell it again.
I think it sounds like an amazing 30-minute spoof on a great movie. Excuse you.
The movie was okay.
But it doesn't matter if you liked it or not. It has very iconic moments that can definitely be made a joke for esports. Anywho, the push is finally coming along. Yeah. There are a couple other observers and a couple of the units, I guess. Actually, at least 3 observers. TAiLS likes observers. Scouting around that he could bring forward, especially if he saw there's any Widow Mines here. He definitely needs some detection, but there's not. In fact, not on the way either. Third Nexus should not be sniped here, but it is only Blink Stalkers with a handful of Adepts. Looks like it'll be enough. Maybe? Needs more Adepts. No pylon nearby. I'm surprised that with the Adepts gone, Wordix isn't taking the fights.
Yeah,
but...
I thought that would have gone so much better. I mean, we know how Bio faces versus Stalkers, but this gets cleaned up, and the medevac tries to run. Another medevac goes in. Kind of falling apart for poor Wordix here.
Yeah.
Some outside the game updates really quick. Mini Razor advances over Tang Tang to go on fight against Bly, so not surprising there. Major, of course, now is Lily Canine fighting against him, so that rat style guy, but that was another 2-1, so he falls out. But Snoot and Keen are still playing, by the way, so that must be a really long series, I gotta say.
Yeah, it must be. I love that people tried to, like, make the sounds in text form for the sushi game. I think this one's the best. La, blah, la, blah, la. Anywho, another big Bioforce is on the way. 3rd CC on location. The Observer sees it, but TAiLS can't really do much about it. It's not like a Warp Prism or a Proxy Pylon or anything. TAiLS' vision is really good, but it's not been about sneaky tricks from Wordix so far. It really was just about the frontal push, which I thought he could have traded a little bit better. Now there's going to be Guardian Shield, there's going to be Resonating Glaives on Adepts, and an Immortal joined the party too, so it'll probably look a lot better for TAiLS this time. Like, maybe even crushing if everything goes well. Oh, Colossus.
I was trying to recall the name this entire time, but I just finally remembered. It might be a little too late into the game to tab out. Pancham.
Pancham?
That would be the Pokemon that I think you wouldn't mind being.
Hold on.
He's a sassy little bastard, and he's a fighting type.
He looks cool. I like that he's a fighting type, and he's small.
Just don't look what he evolves into. It's stupid. Fight the top side going on. A couple Marines catching those Stalkers, but the Stalkers catch the medevac, means they can now take the fight. +1 weapons on the Marines isn't too bad, but as we see, there's not much focus fire going on, unfortunately. So TAiLS only loses 1 Stalker. Yeah. He's also going Colossus, which looks a little bit weird to see, but we have talked about this sort of coming back a little bit. People using these more in that late game force out Liberators / Disruptors sort of scenario, but this is actually not a bad choice. Colossus are pretty freaking good units if your opponent has low amounts of bio and is Widow Mines instead of Liberators.
Yeah. And especially low amounts of Marauders. The Marauder heavy composition will last against the Colossus for some time, but then you include the Immortal that was here, as well as all the Adepts. I mean, there's a lot of DPS, and the Colossus just adds that little bit extra. Widow Mines should not be getting all of their hits, but they're actually providing a bit of a force field of their own.
They actually wreck that army, and what should have been such an easy fight for TAiLS becomes a little bit harrowing. Now he does start pushing his back once again. The Marauders on that side. Widow Mines get cleaned up, and TAiLS will hold on. But damn if that didn't look scary for a moment when those Widow Mines started firing.
One more hit, and it would have just insta-killed like 7 Adepts.
It was like not even the first Widow Mine. It was like the second and the third one where you're like, oh, this is happening. This is going down.
Yeah, right? By the way, I thought the evolution looked really cool. What's so bad about it? It's a big bear.
Oh, I don't know. I don't like Pangoro. He's an asshole.
Okay. Well, so everything's looking fine for TAiLS, but honestly, nothing's really looking terrible for Wordix either. The Colossus was definitely a surprise, but he reacted pretty quickly to it. Already some Vikings on the way, still has a pretty good medevac count, and even a second starport, really just digging back to the heart of the swarm roots here. The only difference are these little Adepts on the front lines that are soaking up more damage than you would usually find in Heart of the Swarm. Upgrades are also starting to kind of be beat out. Unfortunately, TAiLS with Chrono Boost is going to win out, you know, eventually, just how things go. But at least Wordix is only so far behind. Going up this ramp, it seems awfully dangerous, but the sentries never bother putting down force fields. Pretty good Widow Mine hit. Second Widow Mine, third Widow Mine. Damn, man. He has so many observers, but they're all over the map and not with his army.
It's not only that, but like just watching these Widow Mines get the hits that they're getting surprises me at all. Like, okay, you don't have the observer maybe, but positioning, right? Like, what's with the positioning? This Nexus is gonna get sniped, maybe pulled. Stop. No, goes for probe kills instead. I don't know that's the better choice in this scenario. Like this should have been the Nexus pick up and get out. Unfortunately, the Stalker's still underneath this. In Wordix is like on the verge of getting great fights, but just ultimately flops at the end of all of them.
I was gonna say that pylon SimCity was pretty dope, and then I realized that its mass photon overcharge potential was kind of scary too. Because without the mass photon overcharge, the Stalkers blinking up might have actually been a mistake against that much bio, but everything is cleaned up, medevacs are being chased, another force, but without medevacs is ready to go. The observer saw it, but it really, TAiLS just can't react to it. And without medevacs, it does not have a lot of staying power. Colossus goes down pretty quickly. That's a great snipe, but if he could snipe the Nexus too, I'd say that was worth it, but he's not even going to get that still. Vikings are just like, should we go in? Nah, let's leave. Let's live.
I choose life, yeah.
Yeah, and then they just sit there. Alright, whatever. Well, 29 probes still went down. I guess this one Marauder is still chipping away at it too. I don't know why that's alive, but it is.
Because medevacs are cool, and the mothership core doesn't have damage.
Yeah, I'm going to see if that Widow Mine gets another hit. Vikings actually landed to kill even more probes.
What is this game?
But look at the army supply. It's all Vikings.
Well, those are going to be good to deal with the Colossus if that was the big threat of the game, but it's not. It's the Stalkers and the Adepts because you unfortunately let this get out of control. One Marauder in the main finally gets picked up, pulled away.
Oh, well, that's good news. The Vikings come walking back.
Home, boys!
Ah, God, the probe counts look so good for Wordix right now, but that army is just unbeatable. It's almost twice his army supply. Upgrades are even, and if he did take out all 3 Colossus, maybe, but no. Actually, no, not even. The Immortal, in addition, here is really taking out those Marauders. The Adept count is just providing so much of a shield, and Colossus doesn't matter. GG.
GG. TAiLS will take game number 1.
You know, I didn't expect it, but Wordix really didn't look that bad. There's just 1 or 2 things that were like almost Pulse and then died instead, you know? Almost like Pult, almost like Mike. It is his map choice now.
Did you just make a like Mike reference?
Nope.
What the fuck?
That didn't happen. Don't worry about it. Thanks to Striker81 for the 3-month resub.
3 months? Feels like 3 days. I love you, Rifkin and Cybergab. Aww. I'm not ready to commit, so I like you as a friend too.
I like spending time with you.
Hey, you said that to me before.
Hey, wait a minute.
Alright, next map. Do we know?
Frozen Temple.
All right. Of course, we're going to be casting both semifinals no matter what happens today, guys. But what I am looking forward to is possibly Kelazur versus TAiLS in the Renovate after this. But yeah, today's cast should be kind of interesting. Depending on how fast this goes, because let's be honest, the bottom half of the bracket is really slow. This happened yesterday too, funny enough. But if the top half hits the semifinals, we may grab that first and then hop on down later. Unsure what we'll do yet.
Yep. And the Chairs for Gaming Cup is going to be happening in about 3 hours, 3 hours and 17 minutes, to be exact. But I'm sure we'll be finishing the cast before then. Oh, Lila Kanine's still in it. Nah, it's TvT, never mind. That should be short. Oh, here we go.
I don't know if you're being sarcastic.
What? Against Major? No, I think honestly Major will beat him and not have any trouble.
Oh, okay.
Because if it's like against like a Zerg, I think he can turtle. If it's against like maybe like a mediocre Terran, I think he could do okay too. But against Major in a TvT, I think he probably gets rolled over. But maybe he'll upset it. Who knows? All right. It was this guy's map choice, and he is unfortunately down 1. It's the blue Terran, Wordix.
And his opponent in the bottom right, she's orange, she's Protoss. It's TAiLS.
Yep.
Miles, as some people might call him.
Miles?
Yeah. Do you understand that reference?
No.
So,
Explain to me.
in this video game series named Sonic the Hedgehog, he has a sidekick named TAiLS. TAiLS' name is Miles Prower.
Oh.
Come on, man.
Oh, well, you see, I don't play a lot of video games, so I wouldn't know. Actually, to be honest, the only Sonic games I've played was like the second one, you know, like back in the day, I guess, and like on family get-togethers.
I'm trying to remember. Sorry, go on with your thing.
Oh, and then of course the time we played it at the Airbnb, and then the game that I've actually played, not just like dicked around for like 30 minutes and then like, you know, gave up on, was Sonic Adventures with the Chow Babies. That was actually a really fun game, and I played through all of it. I couldn't tell you what the story was, but I remember I played through all of it.
I'm trying to remember. Sonic actually has a really retarded real name. Like, okay, so TAiLS is Miles Prower. Sonic's name is like Maurice or like Olaf Maurice or something like that. It's like, someone go Google this, actually.
All of these names already sound like they're too fancy for animals, you know what I'm saying? Like...
Seriously, someone go Google Sonic's real name and like put the answer chat. It's something that is actually ridiculous. I remember learning about this a few years back when Sonic was memeing pretty hard. But yeah, man, you talk about Chow Babies and stuff. That brings me back to the Dreamcast and like how sad I am that the Dream. I want to live in the alternate world, not where 9/11 didn't happen, not where these terrorist bombings don't exist. I want to live in an alternate universe where the fucking Dreamcast took off.
So, okay, like that show we both watch style, right? Because I forget, it's like a date. Is its name? What? The show where he goes back and saves JFK from being shot.
Oh yeah, it's like 11/28.
Yeah, that one. Okay, so say you're going for this, right? What do you think is that moment that you have to go back to save the Dreamcast?
I sadly don't think there's any moment you can go back to. I was going to say the Dreamcast.
I would say that if you went back to the
you would have to
Sega's...
actually. No, I know. You'd have to go back and you'd have to just like assassinate all the competition. Like, and I don't mean like put a bullet in like the head.
I was gonna say that.
No, but.
Like, if you go back, I think, early enough in the Sega head developer or CEO or whatever's life, like, when he's just getting started, and you're like, psst, make it so they can play DVDs, and he just, like, keeps that in his mind for, like, 4 years, I think that'll do it. Because that was really its downfall. Like, PS2 came out and was like, hey, we can play video or movies, and you can't,
I used my original Xbox for DVDs more than I did actual games, so I guess, that's not a bad point.
Yeah, as you saw, just Reaper.
It could play CDs though. I remember playing some rockin' music on that.
Oh my god, you're right. It could.
And my Papa Roach CDs back in the day.
That is so good. I totally forgot about that. But yeah, we saw like a very brief just scuffle going on there, and Wordix did a very good job about defending it. It made it look unimportant.
I thought a pylon was coming down with that too, with the mothership core coming across the map like that. TAiLS may have just been dicking around though, thinking like, oh, that last game was such a joke. This guy's probably easy. I'll just win with a silly push.
If it wasn't for the fact that Commencer was on the low ground, he might have run a probe. But once he realized it wasn't, he was like, oh, why bother? he's already preparing for something cheesy like that. So the game goes on. It doesn't really look like anything too interesting has happened, even though that sometimes can really snowball. But last up in the Dreamcast and Sonic, I just remembered that you could go to the minigame in the casino and you could play as knights. That old game. I don't know if you ever played it.
Yeah.
It was so
It was like
such a wonky
the
game.
Joker dressed up people.
Yeah, I actually have it on Steam. It only costs like $3, and I've never played it again. But I remember it was like the Shadow of the Colossus.
Wasn't
I feel
it called like
of its time.
Neverwinter Nights or something? No, that's a different game.
That's a different game. No, it was something like Knight's Tale of Dreams or something like that. I forget. But anyway, Oracle was already responded to as that. I think that Reaper's been doing a very nice job scouting. Yeah, it got the gateways, you got the Stargate, missed the Twilight Council apparently, but of course Reaper had to die eventually. So I think that Wordix is basically doing a very good job. We've been talking about the Dreamcast. And that's why, it's like why I think I'm the most impressed with them, is for someone we don't know, and as a Terran, I think one of the first tests is like, do they die to X or Y Protoss shenanigans?
Yeah, it's like a checklist.
Yeah, and if they don't, then they're already looking pretty good. I mean, still his decision-making wasn't so great last game. You know, I think that was really what hurt him more than maybe his macro slipped or his micro slipped or something like that. Like, his decision-making was just not on par, but...
That's stream delay kicking in, by the way. Ogilvy Maurice the Hedgehog.
The fuck? Okay, that wasn't where I thought it was gonna go.
No, like, seriously, I don't understand where the name for Sonic came from. Oh, this mothership core unfortunately doesn't have any pylons to overcharge, and the Widowmine gets a hit, so now there's nothing to really push this back. Stalkers come in, but the Marines can fight this. There's not going to be any detection for that Widowmine either, so when that comes off cooldown, things are going to get nasty. He tries to trade out with a couple of probes. For once, we see a bit of focus fire, shots fired, but nicely done here out of Wordix to get some damage done.
Yeah. 6 probes and I believe a Stalker, right?
Here comes the Observer, but is the Observer going to be out in time? What's the cooldown on that Widowmine? No, it's going to get another hit.
Oh god, it's going to get...
3.
Not
2.
2. Not even that great. Oh well, but the point is, like, every little thing counts here, and 8 is actually a pretty good drop, especially considering that, you know, their base is on the way, and there's not an immediate counterattack ready to go. Blink had to be unchronoed for a while, I guess, to get the Observer out, so it's still taking its time to finish, and by the time it finishes, Wordix will at least have combat shields, along with his stim. Not too many medevacs to speak for, but oh well. Thought this was a pylon. This is just the Oracle, chillin'. Okie dokie then. It'll do something eventually. It does scout
why would
everything.
you think that's a pylon? It's unpathable terrain.
Because when I just glanced at it, it looked like it was on the little corner here. It would be more like, why would anyone put a pylon there? Like, it's so easily killed. Anyway, War Prism's now out, and we do have a lot of gateways on the way. I mean, this third base was not necessarily fully saturated, although he is still building probes. Okay, he stopped for a second, I don't know, for one reason or another, but he is getting all of the production on the 3 bases that he needs, and with it, he can also do some nice aggression. I don't think he'll win off of this, but just don't screw up your blink control, and you can probably get a couple of units for almost free. Oh, he misses the Observer. That sucks. Just barely. Well, the army in the middle of the map is very awkward here. It's a good thing the Observer didn't die. Besides the Widowmine problem, he would not have seen Wordix move out, and maybe he still didn't see Wordix move.
It's not even just that it's awkward. Like, it's out of position for if drops are coming. If he has to go to respond to his own third, that's going to be problematic. He'll be coming from behind and up a choke.
Whoopsie. Oh, that didn't happen. Well, this Observer now scouts it, and TAiLS does run back with his army. Not really a lot of pylons on the front of the Nexus, so these could actually be dodged out if they were potent overcharge, and I don't even see the Mothership Core. Army fight looked good initially. Force fields come down, though, and that's when things, you know, look okay for TAiLS, but once they run out, yeah, that's where you need Adepts providing that shield, basically. Resonating Glades is almost done. Upgrades are in Wordix's favor, at least one of them is, and there goes the Widowmines right on the Adept like they would want to. And Wordix isn't looking so bad here.
This kind of reminds me a lot of last game, though. Like, these Widowmines start going, oh, look at that drop, Michael. That was kind of cute to see. The Widowmines go off, and you're just kind of like, why did that happen? Okay, I guess it happened. But the medevacs are out of energy. The Marauders are kind of low. The probes getting pulled are actually not too bad for this. The Oracle's going to help. This pushes this back, and looks like TAiLS will hold on. And I think the big thing about this is, well, that was a good army fight for Wordix. It didn't really touch the economy of TAiLS. But it's not like TAiLS is moving towards Storm or has Disruptors on the way. The concern is, like, he really is down in army supply, he's down in upgrades, and the type of supply he has, too. It's Stalkers versus Marauders. This is like trying to fight scissors with paper.
Yeah. I think Wordix actually has this. Even with Resident Glaives finished, it's not like the Adepts are going to change the title battle with their damage.
But
They just divide that fodder.
But what kills me about this is, right, is like, no disrespect to Wordix. He's been playing a heck of a series, right? But it's just, I feel like TAiLS made so many weird, odd choices this game.
Yeah, he definitely wasn't, I think, as active as he could have been with his Blink Stalkers. He looked like he wanted to provide a lot of pressure, didn't do anything at all.
I mean, no pylon in the back of the mineral line, army in the middle of the map. Like, just the type of army he was going for. This is such a weird game where either he was playing cocky or stupid. Maybe both. I don't know. But congratulations to Wordix, as he will tie up the series 1-1. We're going to go to a small break before we get to game number 3, though, guys. So stick around, and we'll see you soon.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching those ads. We're getting into Dusk Towers as the ace match in this best of 3. But before we do the intros, we got a pretty baller donation during the break.
Lord Kappa!
Yeah. No message, but donated $50. So thank you very much, sir or ma'am.
Yeah, unfortunately with no message, we don't know what to say, so just a blanket thank you, and if you guys are in chat, give Lord Kappa a tissue clap or some hearts if you can, and thank you for that donation, sir. But as we get into game number 3, quick reminder that this is the Corsair Cup, and if you guys are enjoying the tournament, you can consider, well, donating, subscribing, all that good stuff for us, but also make sure to check out our sponsors, because without Corsair, this tournament wouldn't be happening. Spawning here on the bottom left side, though, it's tied up 1-1. It's going to be the Korean Orange Protoss TAiLS.
Look at that shiny Nexus. And top right, as the Blue Terran, he's Wordix. Ooh, and he's going for a bit more of an aggressive opener. I gotta say, I'm liking Wordix more and more. I mean, TAiLS really does feel like, you've already said it, like he has this very low peak and he hasn't really improved. He hasn't gotten like worse necessarily either, I suppose, but he seems like that guy you make the new up-and-coming Terran face to get a little bit of credibility, and you're like, nah, man, you got this. Like, this isn't going to be anything compared to the guys you got to face later. And if he does win against TAiLS here, it's like, okay, all right, like, you're on our radar now. And if he could beat Kelazur next, which would be the tall order in a TvT, that's when we're like, oh shit, we got a new Terran to watch out for in the European bracket.
I mean, that first game was messy, and I'm not gonna lie, it definitely gave me a bad impression of him. But that second game looked a bit better. I don't want to take anything away from him though, because it really, again, TAiLS made me go question marks with everything he was doing just now on Frozen Temple. But maybe Wordix capitalizes again for a third time. Of course, the winner of this will move on to fight against Kelazur. All the other round of 8 matches are currently playing. You got Mini Razor versus Bly, Lycanine versus Major. Oh, that guarantees a TVZ semifinals, actually. That'd be kind of cool. And of course, here, winner plays Kelazur, and then below, Hellraiser plays against Snoot.
Yeah. Yep. Well, the probe did see the double gas. It's kind of the unfortunate thing about doing a build like this, is that it's almost always going to be scouted. A Protoss who doesn't scout with a probe is asking to be one-based, really. But the tricky thing is, what type of one-base is it? Most common, you're going to see a Widowmine drop. I think following that's going to be like the Hellion push/drop. And then maybe after that, we're talking about, like, I don't know, like a Ghost Rush or Cyclone Rushes or, you know, some other weird thing. But the top 2 are usually something you can prepare for pretty identical to, like, you know, each other. You want to have a Robo for an Observer, if there is a Widowmine, and there is, and you're going to want units in appropriate position, or more importantly, pylons in appropriate positions, and you're just going to have to watch both bases like a hawk for TAiLS. You mess up on one side, you're going to lose 10 probes. You mess up on both sides, you're going to lose the game. We'll see how it happens. The Hellions, unfortunately, they really shouldn't get into the main base easily, but there is no ramp wall off, and it's only 2 Hellions. Like, that adds just a little bit extra damage. The Marines come in, or they do get, you know, 2-3 shots, and they do line up, and they actually get the damage done. So, unfortunately, like, the easiest, cleanest way to deal with this, 3 pylons or 2 and a stalker, and then the other 2 stalkers go and help. By keeping all of the units at the front, he risks, you know, just getting dropped from behind, or getting dropped on top of, which might be a plan for Wordix. If he drops the Marines and the Widowmine on top of the Stalkers, they can't run away super easily, and they don't have a lot of damage quite yet. But it looks like he's going to drop in the ramp position, actually. This is another clever position if you don't want to try and risk going up against a pylon. because it's away from pylons, no photon overcharge. It forces the stalkers to come to you. Maybe you catch the mothership core, but unfortunately, trying to run after the mothership core loses his Widow Mine as an observer pops up here. Hellion goes down. This is so far not enough damage, and he's gonna lose a medevac. Oh, you
No,
Wow.
barely gets out of there. Skirts out of there.
What? 1 health. Okay, good. I was worried that TAiLS didn't have a pylon on the back here. He actually has it in the best position, I believe.
Oh, chat corrected us, man. We should have asked everyone to give kappas for Lord Kappa. So I will once again request that if you guys have got some kappas in you, hand them out. Also, I learned about this recently. Do you know the golden kappa? What the fuck?
No?
Okay, so this isn't even like a fake thing. You guys can Google it to verify if you just think this is too tinfoil hatty for you, right? One in like 100,000 people will actually have their kappa be a rare golden kappa. And most people don't actually know that they have it because a lot of people don't use the kappa much, surprisingly enough. So, like, this one guy, I guess, got it and was freaking the fuck out. Like, what's wrong with my kappa? And then he went around to everybody's Twitch channel and just started blessing people with his golden kappa.
Oh, so if you type kappa, it'll be gold. Like, you don't have to, like, look for the specific code.
Right, exactly.
Okay,
Like, your
okay.
kappa will just be like a gold kappa.
Interesting. Now everyone's gonna try and kappa. What did you just
See
do?
if they've got the Willy Wonka golden ticket. Like, no, I'm not trolling. This isn't to make you guys kappa. This is actually a thing I learned about recently. And I think it's so cool that Twitch does. I don't give a fuck about this cheering and the bits and all that, but like the golden kappa secret thing, I think is awesome.
Oh, yeah. Agreed. There's also a lot of controversy that was sparked after that cheer thing, by the way.
Yeah, I've
We
seen
were
a
kind of
lot.
being like, nice and like, we'll wait and see, but other people were not. They were like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. This is kind of clever. The front really was well defended with a tank, a Liberator Cyclone, like everything was here, so really had to do something to spread the army out. Does a decent job of it and is trying to get on top of that tank now, but loses 4 of the Stalkers for it. That's actually kind of an even trade. But it's the continued warp that's really scary. TAiLS is not all in with this. He has a 3rd base on the way, but it might just be a bit too much. That Liberator, though, in basically a perfect position, so tempting to go kill it, but kills you fast enough to not really be worth it. And that Cyclone still lived. I actually thought that was going to die for sure, with how low HP it has, but no, it lives. It's going to provide a lot of range. I guess oh wow. The natural was just, the SCVs got killed. I thought the Stalkers would have left after that, but they almost got the command center. Damn. 17 SCVs go down. This Marine drop met with a photon overcharge, not looking so hot whatsoever. Front is about to be broken too. There's no blink, so that Liberator's still providing a headache, but
I am curious to see just how dedicated this is, though. I mean, we're kind of at this point where it's on the verge of working. I mean, I
Yeah.
guess a lot of SCVs have died.
it-
Second Warp Prism comes in. Okay.
oh god, yeah, it
That's
has
like,
worked.
yeah. There's not enough anti-air left to take care of this. The Liberator's going to snipe anything that accidentally walks into it, certainly, but that second Warp Prism's going to be able to just take some adepts over to these mineral lines, transfer some right on through, fights into this. The command center is burning. He is repairing it, however, but looks like maybe TAiLS is actually going to back away from this. But consider the damage done. Lowered the army supplies significantly. He's taken a 3rd base over his opponent behind this, and he's killed a lot of SCVs, down to 25 workers at this point.
He wanted to snipe that medevac, try to be fancy, and it didn't work out. Holy
what?
hell!
Okay, now this is where I start getting like paranoid, right? Like,
Yeah.
Lord_Keepo donates $100. What? And says, "Get fucked, Lord Kappa. There is only one Lord around here." So this is where like you're like, who has this kind of money to throw around, right? But thank you so much to Lord Keepo. If that's a genuine donation, guys, can we get some Keepos in chat? We talked about Kappas before. Can we get some Keepos? Basically, Keepo versus Kappa. I want to see twice as many Keepos.
Oh, that's, please no chargeback. Liberator sieges up, and this has done more damage than that 8 Marine drop earlier. With only 2 probes going down. Poor Wordix, supply blocked. Doesn't necessarily have the worst army, only down by 10 army supply, but that economy has definitely been hit here. No 3rd CC to help either. I think maybe he's trying to get minerals for it, but it's going to be a long time before it takes into effect, and this is double Warp Prism harassment. That's going to be tough to deal with. Oh, no one in our chat's lucky.
I was gonna say, how sick would it be though, if, like with this Keepo thing, we found like a golden Keepo. It's like the accidental discovery. Yeah, that Kappa spam though. All right, so while this goes on, of course, we had a bit of return damage. 8 probes died. Not crazy amounts. It's still 50 to 34 when it comes to that worker number. Wordix is in some trouble. The thing that's kind of funny, though, is he's not really in trouble right this second. In fact, he probably won't even be for another minute or two. Once that blink finishes up, once that army supply from the economy kicks in. I mean, the Immortals are a great addition on this front line, but there's no reason he should have taken this fight. I don't know why he was pushing out of his base in the first place.
Yeah, that went pretty damn poorly, and the force fields really...
This is not something he had to deal with, but ended up being forced to. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Yeah. Looks like he will be going down to TAiLS, but at least he showed promise, I suppose. As a Terran player, as a foreign Terran player, it can be really hard to do that, I think, especially, but he does get overwhelmed in the end. GG.
GG. TAiLS will take the series 2-1 and advance on to fight against Kelazor, a match I'm pretty darn interested in watching. But again, Lord Kappa, Lord Kipo, my lieges, thank you guys so much for those donations. I don't even know what to say. $100 is a lot of fucking money. So, oh, I see what's happened here. Wink, Lord Kipo. All right, I'm gonna explain the Zombie while we're muted on the break. But thank you, Lord Kipo. Drop some Kipos in chat, guys, please. We'll see you in 2 minutes while we get the next series set up and good to go.